going. We're live.
Right.
We're live right now. We're not on like the camera or anything, but we are live.
You're smiling at me like you want me to say something.
I'm sorry, I can't help. It's kind of funny. I'm actually having some computer issues here. I don't know what's going on. But I want to welcome everybody to the Barre Beat podcast, live from Main Street, Barre, Vermont, Fly on the Wall Production Studios. In studio, we have some famous guests here. We've got Alicia Rebuffchuk,
Hey.
and we've got Gumby. Say hi, Gumby. So, for those that don't know, this is a little interview for Blow Up to Glow Up Barre, Vermont, and Alicia Rebuffchuk is the person that created it. And I'm just going to let you go and say what you want to say there, Alicia.
Well, I don't know if everybody knows, it started in 2021, so we're hosting the 4th annual Blow Up to Glow Up on May 4th. I just wanted to thank you for this time that you're actually allowing me to be on here, so it's kind of cool. This year, it's looking like we're getting a lot more excitement for the event, which is awesome to see, because my goal is to just bring smiles to the people in Barre City. The more smiles, the better. I'm hoping that's what Gumby over here is doing for everybody right now. I also wanted to say I reached out this year for a couple of sponsorships, and I'm so grateful to announce that Fecto Home sponsored me. And with their sponsorship, I went and got postcards for advertisement. I went and got a repair kit or a first aid kit for our costumes, because sometimes batteries run low, they run out. So this first aid kit has batteries, sewing kit, scissors, duct tape. Definitely have duct tape in there, so it'll help fix the costumes while we're wearing them during the event.
Well, that's wicked awesome. I know that Fecto Homes is a sponsor of the Aired Out podcast, Fly on the Wall Productions. Hi, Raylene. Hi. She's behind me, always there with us. Yeah, so that's really awesome that they were willing to do that.
Yeah, and these right here are our awesome postcards that we made this year. So they'll be passed out around some stores around town, and you'll see it on Facebook as well.
And for a closer look up for folks, so those will be around town. I know that Raylene's going to go and drop some off tomorrow.
Awesome, thanks, Raylene.
She is, and so this is a really cool event. And just why did you do this?
Well, when I lived up on Highland Avenue in Barre, passing the statue was like a daily thing for me because I worked up at the hospital.
Youth Triumphant Memorial. And when election was happening back in 2020, there was just so much signs, political, this, that, and the other thing. And I didn't smile at it. I don't know if anybody else smiled at it, but that's why I created the event, was to just do something different. Get something different out there that people can look at and just laugh at or smile at. I know the kids have a really great time coming up, taking pictures with us, giving us hugs. It's something that they don't get to see often. It's right in their hometown. It definitely is a hot spot for political activity. We have political signs all the time. And
I think Gumby agrees with that one.
I'm not going to lie to you. I think I took a picture of me and Rosemary, the chicken.
The chicken, the rooster. She was a rooster.
And I did put it on one of my political flyers. So
it was
I'm
wonderful.
sorry.
It's wonderful.
I
bet you it's getting people to smile.
It should, hopefully. That's really awesome. So you started it in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
This is your fourth
annual. Yep.
Fourth annual.
Yep.
And have you gotten an idea of how many people are going to be coming? And May 4th, by the way. So reminding folks, May 4th.
I know.
Really important.
May 4th at 11 a.m.
At 11 a.m. Our Facebook event is showing a lot of interest. We got a few people going. Normally, I think last year we had 15 said that they were going, and we had 15 people show up. And then we also have like extra costumes just in case we have a couple stragglers that don't have any, and that want to be a part of it. But I also wanted to give a huge shout out to Legendary Maple and Sugar Bear Farm for their sponsorship. They have sponsored time and resources to help coordinate these events. I know that when we did the Fall Festival Parade, we put together a float within 24 hours, and I couldn't have done it without them as well, their time and dedication to it.
And for folks that are not from... Oh, that's my sugar.
Oh no, better check that.
Talk amongst yourselves. All right.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Sorry about that. Apologize. Yeah, so keep going.
And then I said that they volunteer their time, and actually also I'm excited to announce that this year, every year we like to support our local business after the event, and this year the Den in Williamstown is going to be hosting the space where we just like to go as a group of people after the event to get food and drink because we're hungry and thirsty after 3 hours of dancing around, and so Jeff has been gracious in letting us use the space. We'll set up games and good conversation and whatnot, so that'll be great.
That's awesome. And he's also a sponsor of Aired Out podcast as well.
Nice.
And, it's kind of interesting. You talk about the sponsors for you and the sponsors for the show. It's local businesses that are really getting involved and helping our community and making our community awesome. What would Gumby say?
He likes to support local businesses, definitely. Thumbs way up.
Gumby's all about the local businesses. That's great. We have a first comment here. A gentleman says, "What's up, Alicia Marie Rebuffchuck?"
What's up?
From Christopher Massey.
Hey, Chris.
Will he be joining us for
I hope so. He's shown some interest in the event as well. He was a bear the first year, and I know a lot of people really liked seeing that bear, so hope to see him out there.
He should definitely... Oh, he says he's coming. Anybody else going to the Blow Up to Glow Up event? So, folks, definitely pop in there if you're going to go and maybe tell us what you're going to be. He said he's got good news. What does that mean?
Ooh. Well, side-by-siding season is going to be starting soon, but that's a whole other topic.
That is true. That is true. You do like the side-by-side, right? Does Gumby go on the side-by-side?
Oh, yeah.
So, Gumby, are you excited about this May 4th?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You're great, wicked excited? What happens, Gumby, when, you get a little sad and deflated?
That's when the repair kit comes in handy with those extra batteries. Leans on me.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. I know that I've heard a lot of people talk about the Blow Up to Glow Up and how much they love it, and I'm super proud of you for putting this forward. And for those that don't know, you were actually on the back of. Were you on the back or the front?
It was the back of the wasn't it the planner, the yearly?
The annual.
Oh, it was the front.
It was the front.
Oh, and the Times Argus too. Yeah.
Oh, it was in the Times Argus, but you were also on the city
agenda book. Whatever that big book.
Oh man, wow. City report. Thank you. You were on the city report, and that was pretty awesome, and I think it brought a lot of people smiles then too.
Awesome.
It's really great. So how long do you think you're going to be doing this for?
As long as I can, as long as it stays alive. If people are interested and want to do it, and hopefully we can get bigger and bigger. I mean, I really want to be able to jump to different cities, or, maybe hit Montpelier or, Williamstown, and just spread smiles everywhere I go, but definitely keep that first weekend in May for Barre City, because that's right in my heart.
Right. Keep it for Barre City. Barre City. It should be a Barre City thing. What we should do, or what you should do, is you should set it up so that you have glow up to blow up day, and like everybody just swarms Barre City in glow up to blow up.
We'd have to
costumes.
shut down Main Street for that one.
You know what? I'm sure
that would be
sure
fun.
You could get some support to do that.
Definitely
to
games and booths to sell stuff, and that would be sweet.
It would be a lot of fun. So if folks can get down to the Youth Triumphant Memorial City Hall Park,
honk your horns
for support. And if you want to join in,
definitely.
I dropped the link to the Blow Up to Glow Up. So make sure that you go to that Facebook page, click like, and subscribe to or follow it so that you get all the wonderful updates and everything. And make sure that you maybe purchase you could probably get it through Amazon now.
Amazon's like the best bet, really. That's where
Yeah.
we've been getting our costumes. They're cheaper there or more affordable.
And this way you can have them delivered if you want to do it by the 4th.
Correct.
Which is not this weekend but next
the following.
weekend.
Yep.
And that's really awesome, and it would be really awesome to see a bunch of people down there.
It would be. I want to
Only
see that
one
whole
Gumby,
circle
though.
filled.
Only one Gumby, right?
Only one Gumby, the one and only.
All right.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
thank
it.
you.
We're excited.
We're super excited to have you down here, and what we'll do now is we'll allow Alicia and Gumby to take off. Once again, thank you so very much. May the 4th be with you, as Christopher Massey says.
Yeah, may the 4th
and
be with you.
we'll take a quick intermission for folks, and we'll run our sponsors for Aired Out. And while that's happening, we'll allow Gumby and Alicia to leave the stage. So, again, you guys have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much for your time.
I will see you on the 4th, if not sooner, up on the mountain.
Sounds great. Up on the mountain.
All right. Love ya. She's my niece, so I can say I
love you too.
So, folks, we do want to say we want you to stay with us. We're just gonna allow them to exit off the stage. You can, and Raylene will end up joining us. But before we do that, we'll just do a quick intro or a quick intermission of the sponsors.
It is dead.
We're just gonna pop that through.
And hello.
Hello, Raylene. How are you?
Do you have me?
I believe so.
You
Let's
do?
see. There you are. Well, welcome.
Hi.
We had all that fun. Now we're going to get boring again.
Right. Now we're going to jump into the same crud that we
Boring
do
crap
all the
that
time.
we
Although
always do.
the agenda looked pretty short.
It was a very short agenda. So that will mean that it's a short night, which is kind of nice. We'll give half a night back to folks and let them go on their merry way.
I'm actually kind of surprised because you had last week off, truthfully. I figured it would be a lot to discuss.
We do. We have every other week off. So
you are back to that schedule of every other week?
Yep.
For now?
Yep. For now.
Yeah.
Hopefully Tom is elected, and then we can start going weekly again.
Back to every week. Yeah. I was just going to say, I'm sure that'll change again shortly, or we'll see. I mean, yeah, I saw his signs are out.
Yes.
Eddie Roos is out.
Yep.
Deering and you, and I mean, we know that you can say hooray to everyone, but I'm not. I have my 4 picks, and I can say that because my vote doesn't count. I live in the town.
Well, we could put a charter change together.
I can't vote in the city.
Well, we could put a charter change together similar to like the 16 and 17 year olds
that said if you work here, have business here, that you can also,
absolutely. You could do that.
Well, let's try. I mean, what the hell, right?
What do you guys think in the comments? Should we do a charter change to make it so that people that work in the city and own property in the city?
Now you're going to be just starting trouble, Michael.
I'm starting trouble. I am anti doing that. I'm also anti 16, 17-year-old voting.
And even I'm anti doing that. You don't do that
just
stuff.
Voting.
You don't do that stuff.
I'm actually like on the opposite side of the 16, 17-year-olds. I think maybe like we should go more towards 25, 40 before you can vote.
Well, not 40, but I mean, for God's sakes, you just took out a huge pool of people right there. You need the younger generation. You need those voters to stand with you and to understand that you're building their future.
I'm just saying that at this moment in my life, as a 40s person, I'm at the point where I'm like, you don't have enough experience to be voting.
I don't know about you.
You could probably say that too.
Yeah.
I almost hit what your age is, and that would have gotten me into a little bit
my
of trouble.
age?
Yeah.
You can say I'm 52. I have no problem with saying how old I am.
In the 50s, you know.
Yeah, I have no problem with saying how old I am. Voting. Yeah, but I hope that younger people start coming out to vote and understanding how all of this affects them in home buying and even renting, and that people really start paying attention. But I think that you need to be at least of age and not in high school and not truly understand what hit it possibly will have to your wallet.
So Connie says that I scared her. I don't know. Was it the age issue?
Probably. Because it's kind of a dumbass thing.
But I do think maybe.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't discuss that.
Maybe I shouldn't say it.
No, probably not.
Probably not getting myself into a little bit of trouble.
Well,
let me just tell you, I wouldn't do a charter change to change the age. I promise.
No matter what the reason.
The town thing.
Oh, no. Yeah. No, that's just a literal joke. That will never.
So keep talking. I'm going to give my nieces a big hug.
You go ahead and give them a big hug and kiss and tell them goodbye. And I will keep talking about the fact that people need to start getting out and voting. And we know that a lot of people have kids living at home still that are of age. And a lot of those kids may not be registered. And talk to them and encourage them to register and to vote. Yeah. Because all of those votes matter.
So I'm gonna scare Connie even more now.
Oh God.
So I actually do want the town to vote in city stuff as one community, because I would love to see the city and the town as one. But that's the only thing that I would like to see. Mm-hmm. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's not on the docket.
And the townspeople do have a say in some things. I mean, not really a say, but they are certainly on committees.
Oh yeah.
And different things like that. That committees and commissions that work as one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will say that it would be nice if there was that word that starts with R. Reciprocity. I don't know. Somebody can figure that one out for me.
I don't know either.
But yeah. So we're not actually. I mean, we'll have the charter. There's going to be the charter changes is warned for conversation, but there's no decision to be made on it. It's just putting it out there. At this point, it's too late for any changes to the charter. It's going to go through the people. I really hope that we don't vote for 16 and 17-year-olds to vote. I just think that's kind of silly. But you know what? there's valid reasons for everything. I just don't agree with them. But that's just me because I'm a mean old man.
Well,
I'm a grumpy old man. I need to get white for my beard.
Well, no, you just need to let me trim it up, and then you won't look like you're old. You'll look like you're young. If you let me shape it up a little bit for you.
Why are you hating on my beard?
You brought it up, not me.
You're hating on my beard.
You brought it up.
My beard is stunning and beautiful. It's bold and beautiful.
It would be more beautiful if it was shaped up around your face, if it was trimmed up and you got rid of the food catcher.
Whatever.
I'm just saying.
See, Heather just chimed in with a fully developed brain, unlike children.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Agreed. There are all kinds of things that we're having children do and allowing children to do around here that I don't agree with, and voting is just one of them. And we'll leave it at that.
OK Ridge. What does OK Ridge mean?
Must be has something to do with your beard. I'm not sure.
If it's a pop culture reference, it's lost on me, Heather. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to go for the Duck Dynasty. No?
I don't know. I don't even. I've never watched Duck Dynasty a day in my life. I don't even know what you're talking about.
So I haven't watched Duck Dynasty either, but I think I maybe watched.
You've seen
like
posters.
A show.
She says The Bold and the Beautiful.
Oh, okay, yes. Well, it is bold and it's beautiful.
Oh my God!
And it's shiny when I put the oil in it, and it's so soft.
Yeah, before or after you eat, and there's food stuck in it.
Oh, stop it! Stop hating on my beard. All right, moving on. So we do get the ratification of the lease finance agreement.
I thought somebody started your Jeep there for a second. It startled me.
No, that's my nieces. They started their car. Their car is a little loud.
Oh, I thought it was your Jeep. I was like, oh my gosh, somebody's taking off with the green bomber.
No one's going to take off with my Jeep. People don't steal Jeeps. They look at them and they're like, that is amazing. I would never want to hurt someone's love.
Jeep. Mm-hmm.
They would just never do that.
All right, we better get into this mess.
Okay.
What are we doing?
So we're approving the municipal leasing consultants. We're going to get a 5.14% rate for tax-exempt purchase 7 years for payment of structures, and option 2, exemption lease purchase. So really boring stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We're just ratifying what we did last week.
The week before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's kind of boring.
There's nothing new at all on there.
I mean, for that, there's nothing new on that. And then accept the warranty deed from Maryland Ford for the purchase of Duffy Avenue lots. So you probably don't know where the Duffy Avenue lots are.
No, I've heard about it, but I'm not quite sure exactly where it is. No.
So, if you go up Maplewood Avenue,
mm-hmm.
At the top, there's a paper street called Duffy Ave. I think it's Duffy Ave. Yeah, Duffy Ave.
Does it have like only two houses on it?
There's
looks more like a driveway.
No houses.
Oh,
it's
okay.
a paper street. So.
Oh, okay.
So it's connected to the cow pasture.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's up in that area. Chris Massey writes, it's not an EV, so they won't steal it. One of these days, everybody's going to have their little EVs, and we're going to have a power outage, and no one's going to be able to drive their car except for Michael and his gas guzzler.
That's why mine does both.
Yeah, whatever.
I can charge it on one side and put gas in it on the other.
So then we also have authorize the manager to execute a letter of interest with Due and develop the Seminary Street and Campbell Place parking lots. So what's really awesome about that is that Due, originally interested only Seminary, that parking lot there.
Yep.
Threw up Campbell Place, and they're like, we could do that too. So they're making something even bigger, which is something that's really important for Barre City. And I'll just do. Oh man, I don't want to out the person. Do I out the person?
Hell yeah.
Out the person?
Yes.
You think I should out the person?
Yes. If not, whisper it to me and I will. Shut your mic off. Tell me.
I'm gonna out the person that actually kind of made that happen.
Yeah.
Do you want to take a guess on who made that happen?
Tom Lozon.
Yes.
No. Who'd have thunk
Who
it?
would ever think that when you
pushing the city forward and building things and helping others. Imagine that. Helping others. You know, people get pissy at him, but jealousy does crazy things anyways, I think. But you should never bite the hand that feeds you, because he and Karen give more to more people than they ever talk about. The stuff that they do here, the young people that they help start businesses and get on their feet, and the things that they do for people here would scare people if they only knew. But they don't brag about it. They don't talk about it. It's not important to them that the whole world know. Some people know, and if they've helped you, but you don't bite the hand that feeds you. And he does do a lot.
He does
way more than is ever spoke about. And sometimes I wish people knew.
I do too. I'll say that that lot, I don't think, if it weren't for Tom, I don't think that lot would be being developed right now.
Probably not.
And for Heather asked which lot it is. So, right behind the Key Bank building, there's a parking lot,
which is now Vermont Credit Union or Vermont Federal.
Right. So, so you've got the Grand Union Plaza, right?
On
and
the
then
left.
You've got Seminary Street to the right of Grand Union. And then there's the parking lot right there. And I love the fact that I can say Grand Union, because I'm talking to people for the most part that have lived here
that know
longer
what
than
Grand
5.
Union is.
Yes.
And speaking of that, maybe we could get a grocery store to actually want to be in the bottom of that space to occupy it.
Are you sorry, I was not like so over next to Tally, they're putting in Capital Candy. I think it's a
the
scratch
second
and dent
store. Yeah.
Scratch and dent, is that what it's called?
Yeah. Well, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's just dented up cans and a box that may have gotten a little slice, but the bag isn't ruined on the inside, or just things like that,
which will be really awesome for cheap food. And it's not.
There used to be one on the Barre Montpelier Road. It actually started in East Montpelier, and then it moved onto the Barre Montpelier Road, and now it's all been redeveloped. It was where the furniture store was, Hooker's Furniture, and now that's all Aspen Dental and all of that. But when Hooker's went out, that store, that Crash and Dent grocery store went in there
for like a little while.
He was there a few years. Phil Chartier owned that, and he was there a few years. And prior to that, like I said, he was in East Montpelier for a long time. Yeah.
I just realized that the name of the show is inaccurate, so you'll have to. Can you go and fix that afterwards?
I can fix it right now if you want me to while you're live.
That would be amazing. So Connie does ask who's developing that lot. So it's DEW and Down Street and Evernorth. I think it's Evernorth. The three entities that are working to create that building down there, which has the potential to really have an impact in our community. One, for housing aspects, and for two, it's going to help with the grand list, provided they don't get a tax stabilization, which that's a whole different situation. But even if it did, we know that if a tax stabilization went through, it very similar to the tax stabilization for City Place and for the Blanchard block. Within that time frame, eventually we'll start getting those additional taxes. One of the really cool things about Blanchard block and City Place is that it came online just as we were experiencing our flood, and that's going to help a little bit, not a lot, but it's going to help a little bit with our decreased grand list. So if it weren't for that work that Tom Lozon worked on to make that come to fruition, we wouldn't experience that benefit now. So
was the episode number correct?
It's not. It's supposed to be 112. Yeah. Yeah.
All fixed.
Okay.
You're all good.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
You got my back.
Always.
Yeah, so it's going to be good. I can't wait. So Heather asks, so it is a lot I could park in because it was full today. Anywhere parking will go. Finally, residents for consumers ready for parking here. I didn't realize that parking lot was full. Usually it's underutilized.
Yeah, usually there's, in the portion that you're talking about, yes, usually there's not many people parked there.
So I'm not sure why it was full. Odd. I will say that is probably the most parking spots I'm willing to give up as a city councilor, because we do live in a community that's older. And we older and like me, I don't want to walk really far. So it's certainly it's going to put a cramp. It could put a little bit of a crimp on our parking if we. But the parking study, which was done during COVID,
that makes a ton of sense.
I know.
Good Lord.
It's utilized as.
That was money well spent.
Yeah. I think that we have capacity for parking, so I think those two parking lots. Although, even though Heather says that she wasn't able to find parking today, I don't know what happened. Not sure at all what happened. I'm a little concerned by that, because if we're getting rid of parking spots and we don't have parking, I don't want to end up like Montpelier.
Right.
That's not something that we should do, my opinion.
Yeah.
But I know that some people want less parking in Barre City, and mostly.
Yeah.
The fact is that we're just not a
and well, and right now we just need housing. Right. And so great parking is a needed thing, but right now we desperately need housing, and that should come even before parking. Yeah. That's something that we can figure out.
Yeah.
And if you have to walk a little further in the meantime, or beg somebody to park in their parking spot or something, right now we need housing, and that's far more important.
Yeah. And Heather writes, I'm just wondering if there's already consumers parking there now.
Yeah,
and I assume
probably
there will be designated spots for people living there. Yeah, I think part of the plan would be to have parking spots for folks.
I would hope
even underneath the building.
Yep.
I'll say this, Heather, when you put the little emoji there, from a distance, it kind of looks like you're going like this with the middle finger up.
Well, maybe she
really
is.
Hilarious.
Maybe she is.
But yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, that's the what one. Definitely they'll need places to park. That's what we'll worry about that first, and then consumers, we're going to have to worry about consumers later.
I know, Heather, it was this, but man, it kind of looked like the other. And I'm wearing my glasses.
No, it doesn't.
I'm wearing my glasses. On the screen it does.
It goes like this.
Which as a side note, these glasses.
That's one of my favorite emojis.
Do you see my glasses? Aren't they amazing?
I do see them. I think they're great, actually. I was a little bit nervous about what they were going to look like. When you told me about them, I thought they were going to be like a little bit more flamboyant than what they are. So, yeah, they're pretty mellow compared to what I was picturing in my mind.
I'm pretty excited. See, folks, you got green, and then it turns into blue. I'm pretty excited. I got it from Optical Expressions, which is
a sponsor of Fly on the Wall Productions. A presenting sponsor. So is Washington County Mental Health Services.
Yes. And Gianni says any new building should take into consideration parking. The lowest level would work.
Also a sponsor.
Did I say I said Gianni? Didn't I?
Yeah.
That's
how I say it.
Yeah.
Johnny.
Okay, I thought you said Johnny.
Johnny.
Sorry.
I talk like a Frenchman when I say it. Maybe I don't know.
I dropped off a sign for him. And it was a Tom Lozon sign, and I put it in his garden, and then I sent a picture or a message, and I said, "Hope you don't mind. Put a Tom Lozon in there," which he didn't. I don't think he did. He didn't. I don't think he told me. I think he said he was fine. It's still there. All right. So then we have the VLCT Welcoming Engaging Communities cohort presentation. So the Justice, Equity, Diversity, Inclusion, Belonging Committee is going to be presenting this tomorrow night. And then we're going to authorize the application of landslide impacted buildings. So we're talking about 3 properties, I believe. Gotta go. One is on Oswald, one is on Portland, and one is on Courier. And I think that was the only 3. I can't remember all 3 of them, and I feel really bad about that. I'm gonna go and take a look to see if I can find that real quick. Yep, Oswald Street, 25 Oswald Street, 5 Portland Street, and 106 Courier Street, which they had some significant landslide issues, and we're going to be doing. It looks like the
buyouts for those.
Buyouts for them. Authorize the manager to process buyout applications for 25 Oswald.
And even though we know it's not going to happen overnight, and the process is long, it just gives those people, kind of as they requested a release, and to know what it is that they're doing next. Are they staying? Are they trying to rehab? Are they trying to mitigate the circumstances? Or are they moving on with their lives? And so I think this step is super important.
Yeah, I'm really glad that Nicholas is moving on this. I remember in February, we hadn't heard anything on the council, and I'm like, hey, let's get these buyouts on the agenda. So I'm really glad that we're moving on doing some of these buyouts. And it's, and unfortunately the fact of the matter is that those buyouts, they come at a price of the city. It means that it's going to be tax dollars taken off it's grand list value taken off the tax rolls. But given the circumstances, it's something that, needs to be done. And you just emphasize how important it is to backfill that grand list and having the right people in the seats to do it. I'm politicking I'm politicking. I apologize. John writes,
well,
I never have trouble finding parking in Barre. There's always plenty of spots. Yeah, there's usually plenty of spots, but it sounds like that. I don't know what
you have to walk a distance sometimes, or you have to be not where you need to be. Like she said, Divine Design, so maybe she was there. That's where she parks, is behind Divine Design. So if she was working in that area or doing something in that area, and that's where she needed to be without walking for forever. I know a lot of the plans and that I've heard in, here and there and seen if they model things like did the huge a bunch of changes up in Winooski. That project was it's amazing. It's beautiful. They did an amazing job. And a lot of the parking is within the building, literally. So, parking garage or parking underneath in the building on top. So I'm sure that all of those things will be considered as well, so that the rest of the parking lot could maybe be utilized for visitors of that building and or local business. Yeah. That's how they did it in Winooski anyway. And I know that those are some of the models that have been discussed before.
Right. And yeah. And all right, so moving on to the committees. So Nicholas is asking us to modify the committee, not the planning commission. Do you want to be on for a 3-year?
All right, I already just took a 3-year.
Oh yeah, that's right, you did.
I just took a 3-year seat.
That's right.
You're stuck with me, baby.
The committee assignments, he's going to add a couple 3-year into the mix, just for consistency, right? Because when a position turns over on every 2 years, it can create some folks that are just not familiar with it.
Some of them are only a year.
That's true. That's very true. So we're adding in there, I think, one for the 2 for I think it's 2 for Jedi, and 1 for parks and cemeteries for 3-year positions. Not entirely sure. I could go through and take a look, but it's not a big deal. It will help with consistency for folks. And then, of course, we're going to talk about the Warren Charter changes, of course, wonderful Warren Charter changes.
Right.
And John writes, I've worked on many job sites in the past, so I can imagine whatever they build will follow a similar template to what they've been putting up in Chittenden County. Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah. Which, I mean, I don't think did Summer Street, but that's a nice building.
It is a nice Summer Street
Apartments is a nice
Summer
building.
Street
That's
building
done by
very
Down
nice.
Street, so and John's right. I mean, those buildings are. I assume they're nice.
They're very nice. Especially the one in Winooski is really nice. I know some people that live there, and some really nice units that they're more like a house. I mean, we're talking 3 bedrooms, 2 bath. They're not tiny little spaces either. Not all of them are that way, but they do accommodate families in some of them. It's literally mixed housing.
Yeah.
And use.
Nice. Well, hopefully we'll see that. And
I mean, if we don't do it, Berlin's going to.
Yeah, well, and
I mean, with their new town center and stuff. I mean, all of this is right on our heels, and so it's a matter of getting the work done and getting people here and in homes, and not more and more and more people leaving the area, so that more and more new people can come to the area, because that's just frightening the shit out of me. So stop it.
Want to be able to keep our folks here.
Yes, we do. And our kids. And I mean, when I think about hometown and family values and things like that, I think of here. I think of home, and it's just crazy. Yeah.
Oh, I get it.
We need to really beef up the career center again and get those jobs and get those kids trained and start looking. That's why I say we just need to step back just a little bit.
I mean,
so that we can go forward.
You triggered me.
I did.
You triggered me. So now I'm going to talk about it. So
okay, please do.
So last week, the school board had the Career Center come in and talk about welding and the welding program that they have. And Jody gave a presentation about, well, it wasn't a presentation. She just talked about how important it was for her to have a welding space in the school. And there was one place, it was Gary Santine's,
yeah,
wood shop,
where the wood shop was,
where the wood shop was. And it's funny because I remember, we're talking about these rooms and I'm like, I don't need to see these rooms. I remember going to school in these rooms. I remember building a bridge in that class. And I'm pretty sure that was the class where we had to make a stable bridge. But and he's obviously not there. But the facilities folks.
He didn't retire that long ago.
No,
but,
right.
Yeah.
But the facilities are now in there, and the Central Vermont
Career Center
wanted to have the welding program in there. So they came before the board because the answer that they got from the admin was no, we can't move our facilities folks. And they came to the board. The board said, hey, figure it out, right? Like figure something out so that they can be in the school system.
Absolutely.
And we got word today that it will be, they're going to have the welding program in that particular room. So unfortunately the facilities folks are going to have to move, but it made me think, where's the wood shop? Is there a wood shop anymore? Are they not doing wood shop? Is that
I don't know. I mean, they do construction trades. So, and I mean, that's basically what Santine did was the construction trades. He was when the Career Center was there. He was in the building trades. It was all part of building trades.
I don't think he was Central Vermont though. I think he was
when I was in school, dumbass, like 14 years prior to you.
Wasn't 14
He was
years.
building
It was
trades.
10.
Yeah.
Smarty. It was actually 8.
Uh-huh.
I'm 44. You're 52. It was 8 years prior. So you're not that old, you old crazy
kook. I am a kook, but really that's what he did.
Heather says building trades is around the corner. Thank you, Heather. And it wasn't
CCCV. Right, it wasn't then.
Wasn't CCCV then.
Right, it wasn't that then. Back then.
What was it? Was it really part of?
Yes. It was part of the high school.
I'm going to go back to my yearbook tonight, and I'm going to look that up because
the Barre Tech Center.
Yeah, the Barre Tech Center, but that wasn't part of the Barre Tech Center.
It most certainly was.
That particular, I don't think the wood shop was. Maybe it was. I don't know. Whatever. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I thought it wasn't the case, but I could be wrong.
Well, maybe Santine just did a wood shop class too.
Well, I thought that's what it was.
Building trades was there, and the automotive trade was there, and nursing trade was there, and human resource. Did you have DECA when you were there? The school store and DECA?
No, I don't remember the store. I was probably too poor. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. Gary has his own class. Yeah. Thank you, Heather. Thank you.
But it was all down in that wing with building trades.
Right, but so that wing had the art room, and then it had some room that I never went in, which might have been photography. I don't know. I don't know what it was. But then it had the wood trades. I think there's another room in there as well.
Well,
I don't know.
Who knows? But we used to have all kinds of great things that actually were pretty kick-ass when I was in school. People still did cursive. They learned to type. They learned to dictate. They learned to be a nurse. They learned financial stuff like in DECA. I was in DECA, loved it. Alicia says she was in DECA too. She's way younger than me. So
she is way younger.
How
than
do you
both
not
of us.
remember?
I don't know what DECA is.
Yeah, accounting, all of that stuff. I mean, it's
you talking about the business stuff?
Yeah, like
that was
all
upstairs.
Of this. But DECA was they had the school store, so you learned to run the store and order and do all the books, and you learned all of that stuff about it.
We didn't do that. So I'll be honest with you. I dropped out my junior year, and it was a rough year.
Well,
it was a rough year. I ended up coming back and graduating on time, but it was definitely special.
Yeah, food trades. There was a restaurant. There was a restaurant. Yeah.
Yep. I was too poor.
Sue Kelly was ran that restaurant at the high school for years, taught in there.
I was too poor for the restaurant. Too poor. But
look at all this memory lane.
Yeah,
that's what the agenda did tonight, is bring us down memory lane.
You know what we should do? We should all go and live stream and walk through the classrooms and just reminisce. Do you want to do that?
Oh gosh, thank God that walls can't talk.
Oh, believe me.
Yeah.
If the walls could talk, that would be a lot of fun.
Thank God, huh? Yeah, the green room is what it was called. It was awesome.
You're right. It's
those
definitely
were
good
the
that
days,
those walls do not talk.
As Archie and Edith would sing, those were the days, right? Good Lord.
Wait a minute. Heather Slayton was... Oh, no. We had an elephant until 1995. Roll Tide. I don't remember the elephant. But you know what I do remember?
What?
That they don't do anymore, which really makes me sad. Like, really sad.
The graduation? The song?
The song.
Yeah.
Lead Kindly Light. They stopped it in 2020.
Yeah. No more playing that at graduation.
It's like, oh, COVID's here. Let's get rid of something like this. This is a great time to get rid of it.
Right, because no one will know. We'll just get rid of that. That's religion in school. You can't do that.
It's really makes me angry, actually.
It makes me angry too.
Really
it's sad.
unhappy.
It was like it was part of graduation. Always was.
It was our school song. It was we had to learn it, obviously, for our graduation. Unfortunately, we weren't able to sing it because there was a thunderstorm that year that I graduated, and they cut the services short because the storm was coming. The storm was coming. Well, it was also like right after the
Amy Hilferty.
And
very tragic day.
Yeah, for those that don't know, Amy Hilferty was struck by lightning in the ball field
down by the police station.
The police station is right now, so. I think her daughter, or not her daughter, her sister was in my class. So, but it is really sad. It was a beautiful song.
Yes, I saw that her dad just passed. I read that the other day.
Amy's father did?
He did.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Lead kindly light. Amidst the circling gloom, lead thou me on, for the night is dark and I am far from home. Anyway, so I'm getting all emotional just thinking about it.
I know.
We should bring it back.
We should bring lots of things back.
We should. We had a better education when we had some things, but anyway, whatever. All right. Well, I don't have anything else. Do you have anything?
No, I'm good.
Folks, I want to say thank you for watching the Barre Beat podcast, and Raylene, thank you for joining us, and Alicia, and Gumby, thank you for
thank them so much for coming in, and I can't wait for them to be right down here in town on May 4th.
May 4th.
May 4th is going to be one extremely busy day. I don't know if they know that or not, but it's also opening day of Thunder Road. It is also the Cancer Kickin' Barbecue at Vermont Quick Lube and Car Wash in South Barre. It is also the Senior Center Gala Day. And we all know it's on a Saturday, so it's Dungeon and Dragons Day. We mustn't forget that. But it is going to be a super, super busy day. There's so many events planned for that day that I literally, JD and I are going to have to divide and conquer, and we still won't get to them all. Oh, and the Veterans Place is doing a bottle drive. They contacted me yesterday and said, do you know anybody with a big parking lot that would allow us on Green Up Day, which is also May 4th, to park our trailer to do a bottle drive for Veterans Day? And I said, actually, I do. I know Tom Lozon, and I know he has a couple of different big parking lots in the city, and one happens to be right downtown at Domino's. And if you call him, I bet you he'll let you do it. And of course he did. He let them. So they will be setting up there. So when you're out picking up cans and bottles, or if you have some home that you want to get rid of yourself, bring them right down to Domino's and to the Veterans Place. All the bottles and cans collected will be for the Veterans Place in Northfield, and they're looking for volunteers for that day if anybody's willing to help. And already putting out feelers for a Veterans Day float for the Heritage Festival, for a Veterans Place float. Yeah, so anybody that wants to volunteer, be on the float, build the float, make the float, ride the float, march in the parade with them, whatever, they would love to have you. Nice. And that's just an amazing place to support.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, Raylene, thank you. And folks, thank you for watching the Barre Beat podcast live from Main Street, Barre, Vermont, Fly on the Wall Production Studios. And we hope you have a lovely evening. And we'll see you tomorrow, hopefully at the City Council chambers.
Yeah.